Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, aka the Bod Father, and as always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews. And today it is an honor and privilege to have John, Donovan, and Wayne from Hogans Goat. We're going to be talking to them about their self-titled album that's out right now, and this is a really, really great album. If you haven't got the chance to check it out, pick it up and jam out to it, because this is really good. So, guys, how's it going?
Man, it's fucking awesome.
Good.
Beautiful day here in Nashville.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's actually good here in Kentucky, too. I don't like fall. I mean, people's going to hate me for that because I'm a summer guy. I don't like the cold weather, so.
I'm the same way, man.
That's Wayne saying he's the same way. I like the fall and the winter myself, but
yeah,
I like being able to put on like jackets and button-up shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Halloween. I'm a horror guy. Every day's Halloween for us folks, but I love Halloween. But I bring on the heat. I can stand the heat all year round. So.
Hell yeah. Well, hopefully the album will carry you over through the winter because it's so goddamn hot.
Well, speaking of that, guys, what's impressed you all the most about making this self-titled album? What's caught your eyes about it, if anything, as of right now for each of you?
This is John again. The biggest thing to me that stood out is just the, feedback we've gotten on it. I mean, I think we all, thought that we had something special, but, everybody thinks their own shit's pretty amazing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I don't know. It's just been really cool. Just the response we've gotten from the album has probably stood out the most to me because we really I haven't seen a bad review of the album or, anything of that nature. So for me, it's the response for sure. What about you, Donovan?
Yeah, the response has been great, man. It's a long process, and I think we all learned a lot about making a full length. That was something that I've never done, and it was a long, challenging experience. But yeah, like John said, it pays off with the good response that we've gotten.
What about you, Wayno?
Yeah, I mean, going into it, the music is pretty diverse. I didn't know how it would be received, so it's just good to hear people are actually enjoying it. That's about all I can say.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but you guys produced this album. Is this something you guys felt more comfortable in doing, or at some point do you want to work with a producer to help you on an album?
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. This actually turned out pretty interestingly. Aaron, who's our bass player, we actually hired Aaron to produce the album. And then it just kind of went from that to him joining the band because we were in between bass players. And so that's the reason that it's self-produced, because it's easier to just say that and say, produced by Aaron Stoner, and then also see that the bass player is Aaron Stoner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely something that could be cool in the future. But again, like Wayne said, our music is so diverse, and, we kind of just don't want any fucking barriers. You know what I mean? And so self-producing, just allowed us those freedoms to kind of experiment. So I guess if a producer was down to just experiment and, not be so cookie cutter like some can be, yeah, that'd be something we'd be interested in for sure.
Any songs off this self-titled album, guys, that stand out more to you than any on it? I mean, I know it's like picking your favorite car or favorite sports team, but I mean, are there any that stand out for each of you?
With the release, I think Shit Kicker was my favorite, but like anything, the more you listen to it and the more you play it, I think right now my favorite one is Palisades to play and to listen to. But yeah, it just kind of changes over time for me. I mean, some days I'll be into one and sometimes into the other. So
yeah, I think Donna was referencing Over the Palisade on that one. For me, my personal favorite, and it'll never be a single probably, is If I'm Dead, which is track 6. The slide guitar lead riff and the, harmonious chorus, and then that huge, pretty bridge. That's probably my favorite. I don't know. What about you, Wayne?
I think Shit Kicker is the catchiest. Yeah, Over the Palisade is fun for me to play, but I couldn't tell you my favorite off the top of my head.
Yeah, I guess it just changes,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It changes. I mean, you could pop it in one day and it's Shit Kicker, then the next day it's something else. But the fact of the matter is, I mean, it's a good album, though. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, how much growth musically have you seen yourselves go through as a band up to the release of this self-titled album?
I think we're all just getting a lot tighter because we've been rehearsing a lot. So
yeah, and all of us coming from different places and different types of music. When we first got together, we kind of didn't even know ourselves where the band would really be or exactly the way it would sound.
Right.
Fast forwarding in a year, you know.
Yeah, I think there's so many different genre backgrounds for each of us, and that's definitely, you know, one of our stronger attributes as a band, I think. But like Dono said, like when we first got together, it was kind of a I wouldn't say a hodgepodge, but I mean it definitely took its direction to forming our sound while recording this album, you know, and writing for this album. And now that, you know, we've got that under our belts, you know, we've written, you know, 5 new songs, and, you know, they sound like Hogan's Goat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
So do you guys do anything differently during this writing process? And I know down the road with recording process to keep your minds fresh and open to new stuff and not to get stale with anything? Because I know sometimes that can be difficult.
Right. Yeah. I mean, really, I like to just listen to all types of different music and like stay as far away from what we're similar to during the writing process itself. Like, but as of now, you know, I'm listening to, you know, all my favorites. But, you know, I like to listen to, you know, just older shit. That's me personally. And just keeping an open mind. I think, you know,
one thing that helps a lot is like all 5 of us will come up with different ideas. So the songs, that's why the songs sound a little bit different from one another. It's not just the vocalist that's writing the song or like the lead guitarist, you know, coming up with the riffs. It's like all of us have different ideas. So that's kind of how everything forms together.
Yeah, for sure.
That's good. I mean, you got the whole band collaborating. You don't just have one guy saying, well, this is how it's going to be, because that shit don't float real good.
No.
And you run out of ideas pretty damn quick that way.
Exactly. Yeah, you're pretty much done as a band, like in maybe an album or 2 at the most.
Right.
What do you hope the fans take away from this self-titled album, guys, once they start to listen to it, or just Hogans Goat music in general?
Well, I hope they feel like they got a swift kick to the ass after they listen to it. You know, and you know, we just want to, honestly, the most important thing to me is that they, you know, think, you know, I hope that they think, man, this is fresh, this is exciting, this is new, because, you know, that's kind of what we're about. We just, you know, want to create something fresh and new. So, yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. I mean, I just want them to like it. I just want them to rock out to it, man. I don't know.
Yeah, we want them to like it, for fuck's sake. You know?
So the fans that haven't got to see you guys at a show yet live, what can they get from Hogans Goat when they come to see you all?
Well, yeah, we have a lot of fun when we play live. We try to match the music aesthetically, I guess.
Yeah, I think our main focus has been to make sure that we have an album out that we can successfully translate to the stage, because so much of it is, you know, performing live, and that's what we want to do. We want to get on the road. We want to do all that. So, yeah, I mean, they can expect, you know, a multitude of different things, you know. I mean, we attempted to have a goat petting zoo, you know, out front of our release show. We couldn't get it together in time. But, you know, we're going to bring different shit to the table, man, and we're going to fucking kick your ass.
That's awesome.
We tried, man. We couldn't get it together in time. The mobile petting zoos around Nashville, one guy retired and a whole bunch of other shit happened. So we couldn't get it together in time. But maybe sometime, maybe the next album.
Oh, there will be a goat at Hogan's Goat show one day. Wait and see, guys.
Damn straight.
Since this is the digital era that we're in right now, of course, of recording albums and social media, do you think this has helped you guys out a lot since being a young band, kind of, since you first recorded your album, things like that, to get it out a lot more and quicker?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to just take over this question, but I mean, look, we could sit here and talk about the internet for the next day or two. I mean, what it comes down to for us really is that, you know, yes, the internet makes things more accessible, but every, you know, Tom, Dick, and Harry can, you know, service their record if they know, you know, the platforms to use, and that'll place you on Spotify and iTunes, which makes the market a little bit oversaturated. So with that being said, yeah, it's easier. It's more easily accessible to the public for sure. Now that also kind of the streaming platforms, screws us, and, fans are only hurting themselves by not funding the bands that they love. Because if they don't fund us, if they don't help us make money, we're not going to be able to put out any more music. You know what I'm saying? So it is a double-edged sword, but I can't really, I wasn't alive in, the 70s or 80s, so I can't really, compare. I just know, what we have now versus the old model. And the old model could have been just fucked because you wouldn't know how to make a name for yourself. I mean, I really don't know what that was like, but right now I know what we have. I know there are problems with it. I know there are awesome things about it. So we're just going to fucking ride the wave and see where it takes us.
The thing about the internet, man, is with so many people coming out with music and so many bands out there and everybody can hear it, I think good bands still can rise just based on being good. I mean, music, at the end of the day, the music just has to be good no matter how many people are out. So
yeah, that's true. I guess my point was just it makes it harder. It can be harder to sift through all the bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. There you go. And there's a lot of music that's out there that you have to go through.
Right.
To fight through.
I mean, even like, like we're trying to plan a tour, put together a tour now, and like looking for bands in other cities. Like, you can go to Reverb Nation and click on the, local charts and see, who the hottest band is in that genre. But does that even translate to like their actual buzz? You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
And their recordings can be shit, and they can be shit, and they can look like shit. I'm just being brutally honest. I mean, that is the bullshit that you have to sift through. And I don't know, that just came to my mind because I've been working on that recently, or we've been working on that.
You're right, John. I mean, honestly, or you go to their Facebook page, and this one band has like 15,000 likes and sound like crap. And then you go to another Facebook page and the band sounds freaking amazing. And they've got like maybe 1,500 likes. So
right,
who's doing something wrong here? You know what I mean?
Well, shit, you're talking to us. We have 1,034 likes, and I count every goddamn day. See?
See, but you're doing it right, though. You're not going out there buying, likes and all that shit. You're doing it the right way.
Right.
I see the point.
It also screws you when you buy likes because the Facebook algorithm and stuff, like, your shit like won't be promoted to the right people. It'll be promoted to bots. So you're hurting yourself doing that.
Exactly. Yep. Advertisement wise, that's different. But now going out and buying likes, I don't agree with that whatsoever, at all.
Right.
Period.
Right. For sure.
Guys, support wise, is there a country or location that stands out more, surprises you that you get support from that country or area?
Well, I'll tell you one thing that was weird. I mean, I wouldn't call it support because it's just a handful of streams, but we've had some streams in Russia.
Wow.
And Sweden. I mean, Sweden makes sense because, they're one of the capitals of metal, so if not the capital.
Right.
But, that stands out to me. I think that...
Where's that one review from? Didn't we have one European review from, like...
We had a review from some, like, country like Slovakia or something. I had to translate it. I don't remember what it was in.
That's cool.
But that was weird. Yeah, that was really weird. I had to use Google Translate to translate it. But, yeah, I mean, that was interesting. I think, you can look at, like, the analytics stuff on, like, CD Baby and Spotify. But, like, I mean, we've got plays in Atlanta where we have friends, and that's pretty close by. But, like, it's, like, number one. And I don't, like, we're in Nashville. And I would assume either Nashville or Billings, Montana, where Wayne and Dono are both from. Those are both top 5. But you've got Atlanta and you've got Salt Lake City on there, too. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know anybody in Salt Lake City. You know what I mean? So, I mean, but that's helpful because that'll help us, that'll help us plan for tours and stuff and just know where our biggest pockets are, our biggest potential reach, at least.
I've been doing this show for 7 years, and to me, when I see stuff coming from overseas and it's being streamed overseas and you're getting, reviews from overseas, to me, that actually means that, hey, they're digging your music. Because that just don't happen to any band, in my opinion. Mm. So that's what I've seen.
I would love to go to Europe and play. That would be freaking awesome.
Oh yeah.
I think we would fucking kill it in Europe. And I'd also love to play the West Coast too, Northwest and down through California.
And folks overseas, they get it for some reason. I mean, they just absolutely eat up music, regardless of what it is.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and they buy music too, you know? Yeah, man. You know, I love our country here, but you know, they could support us a little more.
Well, that's true. I you know, you won't hear no complaints from me. I agree with you guys.
Right.
In your own opinion, what does Hogans Goat bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now?
Man, that's a question that's setting us up to look like douchebags.
Oh no.
I think that we bring to the table a sound that is culturally diverse. I think that people in all different demographics, ages, you know, from 18 to someone who, you know, was in their prime in the 70s and 80s can really dig what we're doing. So I think our crowds can definitely have the potential to be, you know, very broad. And I think that we just want to bring back the fucking ass-kicking rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been labeled in, you know, a parent category of metal. We've been labeled as in a parent category of rock and roll, you know, and we do kind of drift between both worlds. But, you know, we just want to bring that fucking badass rock and roll, you know, shit back to the table, 80s Sunset Strip style, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And, you know, that's going to happen. They're going to label you guys all over the place, but you know exactly where your music stays true at.
Right.
Guys, is there a moment or a show that stands out more than any to you guys that you can recall possibly as of lately or being part of Hogans Goat, maybe?
I can just speak on our recent release show. You know, we went through a name change before we put out the album, and that's why it became self-titled, because the album was originally called Hogans Goat, but we were under a different moniker. But so we went through that name change, and then I just think, you know, the amount of support that we had for the release show, I mean, you know, it's not a huge number, but we had 135 people come out on a Tuesday night for our release show, and that meant a shit ton to us. It was a fucking blast, and we brought the fucking thunder. So that was a good show, man.
Yeah, I mean, that being our only show as Hogans Goat, I mean, that was awesome. I mean, when we played in Texas as Jacksonville a couple years ago, that was cool. There was like 1,000 people in there, something like that. And
damn,
that was an experience. I've never played for that many people before. So
yeah, we played an unofficial South by show in 2014, and yeah, we were playing this rooftop on 6th Street in Austin, and there ended up being like somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500 people up there. So that was pretty fucking fun too.
Wasn't it called like the
motivation to get better for sure?
Wasn't that called like the Blind Pig or something? You guys were playing up on top of the roof.
Yeah, the Blind Pig.
Hogan's Goat on the Blind Pig. There you go.
Right.
This is for each of you guys. What made you want to become a musician? What was that spark that said that's what I want to do?
Oh man, I don't know about the spark, but when I was in first grade, my teacher told my mom I could no longer perform in the classroom, and she had to find me some sort of outlet. So I don't know, man. I've just been singing since I was a little kid, and I think my biggest inspiration comes from Guns N' Roses. Not necessarily Axl as a vocalist, although I love Axl, you know, but the GNR VH1 behind the music. I've said it before, but that shit really stuck out to me. So yeah, that's it for me. What do you think, Donna?
Well, a lot of my family played music. All my uncles were all guitar players, and were in bands back in the 70s and 80s. And I got little toy guitars when I was a little kid, and my family kind of always made it like I was just gonna do that later, and I was happy to oblige. And yeah, all my heroes were, you know, guys with crazy hair and leather vests and cigarettes and guitars, man. And that's just who I looked up to, you know, on TV and stuff. Guys like Slash, and just kind of wanted to be one of them.
Hell yeah. So, what do you think, Wayne?
I don't know. I guess I've just always tapped on shit. My teachers didn't like that very much, but I figured I would just go ahead and try to play the drums. So I asked for a drum set for Christmas, and I got one, and I started playing them, and I enjoyed it. So I just kept doing it.
Hell yeah, simple as that.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt as much as skateboarding, so that's good.
No, skateboarding can hurt you.
That's fucking expensive.
Yeah.
what's it mean to you guys when you receive emails from fans or, prior to your shows or after the shows, even if you get this or not, they say, hey, look, we like your music, keep up the good work, and, it's helped us out through some tough times. Even if you get that, what's that mean to you all?
Man, I mean, the most recent thing I can think of is we had a guy hit us up about buying a hard copy of the CD through our website, and from New Jersey. And I mean, no one here knows anyone in New Jersey, I don't think. But I mean, he actually went as far to email us and say, hey, your store isn't set up on your website, and I need my hard copy fixed. And so I set it up and got him the CD out the next day. But I mean, like, that's fuel to the fire, man. I mean, that is the end all be all goal, to portray a sound that people can identify with, that people enjoy, that can get them through tough times, might make them make a, bad decision or a good decision, I don't know, but definitely just want something that's relatable. And, it means the world for me. Yeah.
Folks, Hogans Goat self-titled album is out right now. Get out, pick it up, and you will not be disappointed. This is a great, great fucking album from these guys. So how can folks stay in touch with you all, buy some merchandise, tour dates, things like that? How can they do that?
I mean, it's all in one location, www.hogansgoat.net. Everything's there, tour dates, merch. We'll have, updated videos up on there. Yeah, everything's there, and it links to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of that jazz.
Before I let you go, would you care to do a promo for the show?
Definitely, man. Whatever you need. Cool. This is Hogans Goat. You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour, motherfucker.
Everybody stick around. We got some great music coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and Uber City Radio. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you, John. Appreciate it, man.